Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I wanna talk about why people play copy games of Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition. Why they play copy games of Dungeons and Dragons, more specifically. It's all that's in my head, right? Like, I am so frustrated by Dungeons and Dragons copy games, and people are like, "Why? Why do you care, Scott? Why? What's it matter? Let people play what they want to play." Well, I see a zero sum world, right? Like, there are winners and there are losers, and there are incredibly limited resources. And the amount of confident, charismatic, intelligent people on this planet is very, very limited. And so I weep when I see a confident, charismatic, intelligent person. And that is a base ingredient. Those are three base ingredients for a good dungeon master. So I weep tears when I see this valuable resource used for foolishness and not sage pursuits. All right? That's why I care so deeply that people play copy games, because I want them on the thing that matters. And what matters always is Dungeons and Dragons now. That is 5th edition right now. It is the most important version of Dungeons and Dragons that's ever existed, and I want the best on it. And I don't want to waste a single good dungeon master, a person who can be a good dungeon master, on a game that doesn't reach beyond the table, that doesn't radiate joy, knowledge, wisdom, passion, all that's important in life, beyond four people sitting at their table. And if you play a copy game, that's all you're ever going to do. You're going to have fun with four people. You play Dungeons and Dragons, you can crack the world in half, drink the juice, and make a better world for you and everyone else. You can do everything with Gary Gygax's actual legacy rather than a copy, right? So here's the kicker, right? So Will Smith's slap has explained at the Oscars, 2022 Oscars, has explained the world in crystal clarity, okay? So first of all, you could see the fools because they're shouting to the sky, "I am a fool." You know what people say when they talk about, they're like, what happened with Will Smith at the 2022 Oscars is not important. It's so laughable, right? And Bill Burr, he's like, it's not important, right? It's the most important thing. Will Smith's slap at the Oscars made what's happening in Ukraine a sideshow, a side note. It's nothing compared, right? And the reason why is what Putin's doing, it's been done before, right? Going for the crown for humanity's greatest villain. He's in a long line of, he's working hard to become, humanity's greatest villain. He's already achieved humanity's greatest villain alive. He's trying for humanity's greatest villain dead, right? That's what Putin's doing, right? But it's a sideshow. It's not. It's been done before, right? Like, we've seen it before, right? Oh, you want the villain crown? Who cares? Same show, different day, right? What Will Smith did is brand new, right? What he did is he said, "I am telling you that money is nothing, and American celebrity is the most powerful force on the planet now. Nothing is more important than American celebrity. We will wear the presidency as a belt." This room here, the Oscars, it's a certainty that 1 to 6 of these people will be your future presidents. We can take rulership of the world whenever we want. It's already happened twice in the last 50 years, Reagan and Trump. And it's just going to be a conga line of Hollywood taking power whenever we wish it, because nothing is more important in the world than American celebrity. It allows us to do things that cannot be purchased with unimportant things, which is every currency on the planet. They are all subjugated to American celebrity. Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. People are saying, hey, don't pay attention to what happened at the 2022 Oscars. Don't look at it, all right? It's not important. And it explains to me why people play copy games, right? Why can't people? Why do people play OSC? Why do they play, DCC, right? Bob Worldbuilder, right? His latest video is all about Wizards of the Coast, but he makes this joke. He's like, well, I'm not actually, all my videos are about 5e, but I'm really reading DCC. Why? Because Bob Worldbuilder can't look at 5th edition. And the reason why is it hurts his eyes. It burns his eyes because he's looking at the sun. And this is why people play copy games. They cannot look at the sun. So 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, their glory has faded, right? When they were actually the D&D now, they mattered. And their shine was so powerful, you had to squint and look sideways, right? And now, with D&D 5e, what I'm doing is I'm looking at D&D 5e, not even through the direct, but through the meta, because I realize you can only look at the sun with a telescope and a filter on it, right? And that's what the OSSRs are, is they're looking at the reflection of the sun in the water, right? They're like, I can't control myself in a real D&D game. I would be changed. I'm terrified by Dungeons & Dragons now because I know it will change me. And they're right. They're right. Anybody playing OSC or Black Hack or DCC or Five Torches Deep or Torchbearer, they're like, I cannot look at the sun. I know what Dungeons & Dragons is, and I'm terrified because I know it will change me, and I don't want to be changed, right? And they say, hey, let me look at the reflection of the thing in the water. I can't look at the thing because it'll burn my eyes from my sockets. And they're right. If you don't know how a thing will change you, but you know it will change you, you should be terrified, right? And that's the kicker, right? Is Gary Gygax's legacy always sits in the current version of Dungeons & Dragons. And so people they look at the copies because they cannot look at the source because they don't know, right? They don't know that you cannot look at Dungeons & Dragons directly and read the book and understand it. You have to look at it through refraction. You have to look at it because if you look at the source, it'll burn your eyes out of your skull. It's so brilliant. It means so much. It's such a change for our culture, right? You cannot look at Dungeons & Dragons now, the current version, ever directly. It'll burn your eyes from your skull. You don't even know what you're dealing with because it's what Gygax built, right? And so people have to put these filters in front of their eyes. Some say D&D is a game. It's a filter because they cannot understand the source. They cannot look at the fundamental changes that Gary Gygax shunted into the world with what he created, right? 1,000 lives, 1,000 mouths, right? And everybody else who doesn't get Dungeons & Dragons is limited to one. He fundamentally changed the world. And so people play copy games because of their shocking, terrifying fear of looking directly in the eyes of Gary Gygax's legacy. Because they know it will burn their eyes out of their skull. Right? It will change them forever. Right? And so they cannot look at the source and they must look at the copy because of their fear. I do not fear Gary Gygax's legacy. I look directly at it, refracted through the meta. Okay? When you hear people saying that what Will Smith did was not as important as what happened in Ukraine, they're wrong. It's bigger. It's bigger. It's the subjugation of wealth. That's new. What Will Smith did was far more impacting to humanity than what Putin's doing. We've seen his noise before. What Will Smith did has never been done. It's saying, what I am as a human being, an American celebrity, is the most powerful force on earth. It's new and it's terrifying. Behold all that it is. For you, this would be a crime. For me, it'll be disgust. And there will never be a law enforcement officer in front of me because I have real power. That's what's happening. Open your eyes, right? Look to the side and use the tools necessary to look at the sun. See the Will Smith slap as for what it was. See Dungeons and Dragons for what it is. Use the filtered telescope to not be diverted and not be one of the people who has to look at the reflection in a pond. That's what I'm saying. What are you saying? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. It's all my opinion. What's your opinion? Let me hear what you have to think, what you think about it in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.